Welcome back. My name is Thomas. I'm here with Diamond, David, and Allison. We are continuing A Bard's Tale. This is Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. In part 1, when last we left our intrepid heroes, they had just commenced hang gliding a sandstorm. Because it's that kind of game.
So does that mean that the inevitable is also hang gliding?
He waves goodbye to you and says, "I will see you when it's time." Inevitably. and then he just kind of like, an energy wave goes over him, and you see like a brief outline of clockwork and gears, and then that kind of warps away as well. Wouldn't take much of an Arcana check to recognize a plane shift spell.
All right. I'm not worried about him showing up on time.
Yeah, that's probably...
I figure I have 2 to worry about. I'm going to let ClickClack worry about the thing that ticks.
Myself.
Other than you.
Lovely.
The other thing that ticks. The other thing that ticks.
All of the ticking things. So, as you are swept up into the air, Abril says a word, and her white cloak spreads out into feathered wings, and she makes a direction, and the wind catches you all perfectly. And she's sort of like making little adjustments with her hands as the storm scours you, and you are swept upward and forward on kind of the leading edge of the wave of sand and wind. You are surrounded by a thunderous whoosh of air. You see all manner of things from the desert swept up in this storm. This would be a great time for everybody to make me a dexterity check. Check, not save, if it matters. Oh, and for all the stuff in the previous session, I would give everybody at a single point you play to a bond, a flaw, or an ideal, so you all get a point of inspiration. Trying to remember that more as a GM, because stuff's getting hard.
Yeah.
My dex check at an 18.
25.
8.
Oh, wait, check, not save. Hang on. Sorry.
I've rolled 6. All I've rolled is 6 tonight.
19.
I'm the one wearing the horns, though. Like,
This is getting all the crap rolls out early. So, Stan, you are going to be in an uncontrolled flat spin. You are still catching the wind in all the right spots, but you are just twirling around with it. You can't, like, every time you lean one way, it goes the wrong way. It's like you're playing a piloting game with somebody put the y-axis inverted. Like, what is even... I see the looks on your faces. Everybody's done that. That's the worst. Like, whichever way you play, when somebody sets it the other way, you're just like, your brain shuts down. That's where you are, Stan. So, she's still got you aloft, but you're going to be at a disadvantage on your next check. The rest of you are fine. Your fairy assassin, the murder fae, has clearly done this before. This seems, he just kind of like rolls into it, flattens out, and just like he's just kind of like spreading out to catch air, and then floating a bit and spreading out again, and sort of like keeping his face protected. Everyone has goggles on. I know that ClickClack is wearing some extra gear, some extra protection. Does anybody else have breathing apparatus?
Lovelace.
Okay.
I'm just gonna end up like making a covering on my face, basically. That's
I have-
like
I have a
would
head
have
wrap.
like kerchiefed it down, something.
Also, Thomas, I know you told us what the murder fairy looks like, but in my head, it's a Moogle.
It's a what? A Moogle?
It's a Moogle from Final Fantasy, the Koopa.
No, it's
Yeah.
not that. It is a cloth wrapped, now completely cloth wrapped, gloved, everything. But when you saw it in the evening, it looked like kind of an ashy skinned elf, very like kind of that elven cut of features. Elves are sort of descended from Sylvan type folk. There's a connection there. So that's kind of what the fine high cheekbones, the long pointed ears. It seems to have had some like feathers in its hair, but it was hooded most of the time, so you couldn't really see that. And basic humanoid features as far as like the face goes. Long, spindly, thin, wiry. Tall, but not in a way that you'd notice. And seemingly always like right on your peripheral vision, right past the point where you could really see him clearly.
All right, so in flight, essentially.
Yep. Kinda. But it tingles on your divine sense as Fae. So, you are tumbling through the storm. Stan, I need you to also... Oh, no. On the next... So you guys are going to go ahead and give me another dex check. If anybody managed to take up piloting air vehicle, let me know.
Natural 20.
Oh,
17.
and Stan, you're at disadvantage on this roll.
Another dex.
Yes.
Roll not a 6.
15.
15 is much better, even with disadvantage. So you guys are all kind of like up, and it's remarkably like surfing, but a little bit backwards, because rather than the wave curling forward, it's generally blustering back. But it's the same sort of idea, as you're kind of keeping on the forward edge of the pressure differential and just riding it through. Could everybody give me a perception test?
$20.
Oh. 23.
16.
Nice. So you guys can all see several Arakostra kind of forward and back along the front edge, the leading edge of the storm. You can also now, from this vantage point, clearly see in the direction you're going a giant, what looks like granite hooded snake rising up out of the desert.
Granite hooded snake. Okay.
It's like a carved mountain. It's very far out, but in the flat of the desert, as night is evaporating, it is really the only feature, and it's the one you're headed towards. So it's the one that catches your eye. No
Do we
sign
see-
yet of your airship.
I do remember that this is a thing that we are specifically looking for from the air.
That is incidentally the city. That is Isineth. If you guys have heard and know that that's where you're headed.
Wait, I think I might have a spell that could help us. Locate object. Well, if it's in 1,000 feet. It's not in 1,000 feet, which is probably... I can probably see further than that.
Yes.
Well, never mind. That's not as useful.
I mean, at the speed... It's a concentration spell, right? And you're moving very quickly?
Well, it does last for 10 minutes. So I guess I'll use a level 2 spell slot and locate. For the locate.
Okay.
It said,
you now
says I
have
sent-
basically 1,000 feet of radar. What specifically are you looking for?
The ship. I can describe or name an object that is familiar to me. You sense the direction to the object's location as long as that object is within 1,000 feet. And if the object is in motion, you know the direction of its movement.
All right. So you've got the ship. Definitely counts. You were on it, so you hitched a ride to Hyperion with that. So you've got airship radar up. And there is limited visibility in any direction that's not away from the sandstorm at this point. You could probably request a different angle and get higher up, kind of on top of the storm, but it's kind of up to you. Meanwhile, after you're done casting and you're holding the spell and working really hard on concentrating while you're still figuring out how to control this damn thing, can I get another dex check from everyone? Also, I assumed, by the way, that everyone is holding their breath. Except, of course, ClickClack and
we
Lovely.
can.
Stan, did that have a verbal component?
That's not the dex check.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's it's all the things.
I'm going to say that knocks a minute off your breath holding time.
Okay.
I think you can hold, a number of minutes up to your con modifier?
I rolled an 11 on the dex.
Okay. Stan, how did you do?
Eight.
And ClickClack?
Dex check 15.
Okay. So, Struana and Stan, you kind of like, both of you try to turn a little bit too much into each other, and Stan kind of has to dodge out of the way and sort of get sucked into your undertow, which drags you down a little as well. ClickClack, you're doing fine. Struana and Stan will both have disadvantage on this next roll. Do you have any instructions for your wind pilot? You can see, by the way, that there is like a carved section of the storm that is just responding to her gestures. It looks like somebody has like kind of like curved a finger down a wave and is moving one whole section in sort of a sinuous path to keep you guys afloat. That didn't look like the I rolled a good roll face, Struana.
Do you need me to roll another one?
Oh yes. I see. Yeah. If you guys have
Well,
any
we can
instructions
pretend
before
that
the next deck
was
check.
we can go ahead and pretend that was an I didn't roll good face.
Okay.
That's
And
a
we'll
5.
snooze you're at disadvantage from your
No, wait.
failure before.
Yeah, I know. Without a disadvantage, it would have been a 20, but no, it's a 5. Oh, dang
Yeah.
it, Stan. Oh.
I rolled an 18, which put me at 20, but with disadvantage, I got a 1 on the next one.
Oh,
So,
Stan.
Stan.
All right. So you kind of slice out of the safe zone. You are out of the controlled tunnel of wind that the pipeline that she's keeping for you, and you are now subject to the full fury of the storm. I'm gonna need a Constitution save.
From both of us.
I'm better at that than I am at dexterity saves.
Can I try to help her?
Yeah, Struana as well. You got what, Stan?
20. And Diamond got a natural.
I gotta roll the natural 20 on my Constitution save.
Well done. Well done. You guys then will only take 6 points of sand damage as it courses over you and buffets you about. Your visibility is now 0.
They're both out of the safe zone?
They both just sort of like couldn't catch. They kept getting in the way of each other's air, and neither of them could catch enough updraft, and both of them just whooshed off in 2 different directions.
Does Miss Genie Lady see this?
I've decided she's Sailor Jupiter.
Okay. Does she see this?
No. She's concentrating on the storm. She like sees you and gives you a big thumbs up and like, yeah, we're doing it. Woo! You do notice the Unvile just like tucks and rolls and spirals down after Struana.
How far is Stan from me?
I'm gonna need a perception test. He is sucked into the sandstorm.
24.
He's a good 60 feet.
Can I try to help him?
Yes, it will give you disadvantage on the next roll.
Okay. These were built from my blueprint, right?
Yes.
So my harness is attached to Lovelace, not me.
Yes.
So I have my hands free.
Yes.
I pull out my bow, hook the rope onto a grapple arrow, and shoot at Stan.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Very nice.
Okay. Do you have your fireworks, Struana? Or are we out of poppers now?
I didn't know anyone noticed.
I'm not rolling for damage because I'm not trying to hurt her. It's one of the like
Right.
impacts and wraps around things.
Yep.
So I'm guessing that means I got what?
You're going for Stan, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Stan, you feel like something right between your shoulder blades as you're going down, and
I try to shift where I'm catching a lot of wind so I can have some resistance,
Mm-hmm.
and I pull the lever and reel him in.
I will see if Abril. Nope. Does not see that either. She is really digging the adventure, though. Okay. Struana, you feel something basically grab you right by the shoulders, and you feel knees at the small of your back, and someone is steering you like they're riding you.
I try to make it easy for him.
Okay. So Unvele is going to give you a teamwork test to get rid of your disadvantage on this roll. Stan, similarly, ClickClack has taken the disadvantage on your behalf. A dex check.
18.
Rolled the same thing twice. 14.
Disadvantage?
Yeah.
Do I still have disadvantage? No, wait. Someone else
You don't.
does? Whatever. Well, it's okay because I rolled a 4. So it doesn't really matter.
Yep.
14.
Okay. Everybody's happy with their rolls.
No.
No. This might be a really good time to be lucky. I know. I just didn't want to waste it. You know.
Yeah.
How about 13?
13 is better.
Less dead. Slightly less dead.
It's still not going to do it, but it's better. So you, Stan, you're able to like with the being wenched up and you know the angle differential, now you can catch the wind again and get back into the wind tunnel. This turn you are going to take, because you started your turn in the storm, you're going to give me another Constitution save. Struana, on the other hand, can't catch a break.
Or a wind.
Or a wind. Unville sort of steers you up toward the safe zone, and you're like, yeah, we got it now. And then you start to help, and and your helping didn't help. Although you do have a point of inspiration.
See if it keeps helping again. It's like a wave. We'll just keep going. It's just gonna hurt a little bit. That's all.
Oh, so you're not doing inspiration? All right. So I will need a Constitution check again from you.
$16.
Okay. You are then going to take 12 points of sand damage.
Okay.
And at this point, you have all lost sight of her.
Oh dear. I mean,
Wait, I got knocked out too?
What?
I got knocked out too?
No. You're fine.
Okay.
You're still in the safe zone. You helped Stan out of the way. Struana, on the other hand, does not reappear in the sort of gentler tunnel of wind.
Oh, we've lost sight of Struana.
Yes. Well, and vice
Gotcha.
versa.
I'm gonna start. What color is gonna stand out? Really? the sand. Need a color wheel. Blues are just gonna look like sky. I don't know. We'll go with like I'm gonna start dancing lights like flares.
Okay.
Like
Just
red.
whatever. All of them.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm not going to use this knowledge in game, but roughly how far away is she from the group?
Somewhere around 100 feet.
Okay. Am I within shouting distance of Girl Genie?
Yes. Abril it can hear you easily.
We lost the bard.
What? Oh no! And she begins like motioning a little differently, and you see the shape of the wind tunnel that you're in undulating to try and like look, sort of looking around in the storm, like ah. Everybody, give me another dex save or check. Oh, sorry. Say what's that? ClickClack.
I say she's probably that way.
She looks desperately for it. I have to tell you that wisdom is her dump stat. You're kind of getting that sense.
Yeah.
She read many books on situational awareness.
I got my dex save is a 10.
Oh, Struana.
You know what? I think I know where my dice are. Give me a second.
Roll 20 will be the death of all of us.
I'm glad you guys are getting all the shit rolls out early, I guess.
I'm just saying, if we didn't have a magic geniekin, we'd be in a fortress.
Safe and slow. But fuck that, you're heroes.
Have you been on a roller coaster and been just sure you're going to die, so you just sort of accept it? Just breathe deeply. So everything but the breathe.
That's part of why I don't like roller coasters.
I'm having a Tower of Terror moment.
Never went on that.
I did. They dump you out directly into the gift shop. I have a shot glass.
Exit through the gift shop.
Every ride does that. Star Tours does that.
It was exception. It sort of stood out on the one where I thought I was gonna die, and where my bellhop looked like Quentin Tarantino.
Right, because it spits you off like while your heart is still beating. I dropped a penny. It floated. It was great. Speaking of which, things plummeting, Tower of Terror style. Struana. Oh, did I see a roll from Stan in there?
Did we do it? Did I miss one?
I think so.
9.
And ClickClack, did you do one more at disadvantage?
Oh,
Oh,
I you know what, Thomas?
Yeah.
I get a +3 to save.
It's not a save. It's a check.
Oh, that's right. That's why I wasn't adding that. Never mind.
What is all your proficiency bonuses?
4.
Okay. A moment. So the tool itself adds a proficiency bonus, like any tool. I forgot to mention that, so we'll sub it in now. You guys have finally just figured out really what you're doing on these things, and so go ahead and add +4 to all the rolls. It is a tool. It gives you the proficiency bonus. If you're proficient in the tool, it gives you a double bonus. So
I rolled a 1.
oh.
Ah, man.
That puts this check at a 14 for me.
Okay.
This is what I get for helping others.
We're not that good at this.
So Stan is coming up the way as and like overcorrects and starts to roll, which pulls down at a strange angle, and all of a sudden, ClickClack, you're still in the area, but you are upside down with Stan hanging down from the top of Lovelace. She's maybe panicking just a touch. Are you strapped in?
Of course.
Okay. I figured.
I was buckled in at the dinner party.
I felt it would make it safe to confirm. So.
Wait, okay. I'm upside down, and Stan is hanging from me.
Yes. And he is. You can still see him. He is just barely outside the safe zone. And he kind of like he's sort of half in it as she's moving it around, looking for Struana.
And Stan's being reeled in this entire time.
Yeah, which is also bringing you.
If I'm upside down and Stan is hanging from me, then the rope is running into my glider.
Yes, but when he gets buffeted up, and you're at a strange angle, it loops in, and it's
Right.
You guys are sort of spiraling around each other, getting closer and closer.
Right.
Stairway to heaven.
Struana, on the other hand, I need that Constitution save. Stan, I need this from you as well. You also are not safely inside the zone.
28.
Well, that'll do it.
12.
Okay. So Struana is going to take 12. Stan's going to take 6. And Struana, you're getting to a layer of sand that is starting to get noticeably hotter.
I know.
Right? In a way, you're seeing something that most people will never be able to tell a story about, and you know that right now. And you can see, like, deep in the heart of this storm, there's enough, like, friction that there is lightning jumping across the inside of this thing. This is, like, you see large creatures, maybe a whole shadow of an entire sandworm somewhere in this thing. You definitely see 3 spiders. It's very Wizard of Oz tornado.
Now I have the music in my head.
Yeah, me too.
Which is appropriate, really.
Excellent. Another dex check from everyone. If there's any actions you want to take, I need to.
8.
19.
20. Not natural.
Okay. She burned her lucky. One of her luckies. She, genie blood, get a little leeway on luck. And finally catches sight of all of you enough that she can move the tube and catch you again. And you're all out of it. She's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is really hard. I'm really sorry. I know. Come on. You guys can do it. You guys can do it. So you're all out of it. Nobody has disadvantage again. Go ahead and give me an except for ClickClack, because you're still upside down.
Another dex.
Dex check with proficiency. Don't forget your +4.
Oh.
21.
I rolled the same each time. That's cool. 15.
That's 26.
Okay. All right. So Stan and ClickClack finally get into a rhythm, and are now like caught up. You sort of like ClickClack, you slow the line a little bit so you're not gonna crash into each other, and now you're still tethered, but you're flying side by side, and you're doing okay. Struana, you're getting up there. Oh, you will have advantage instead of not disadvantage because Unvala is still.
I rolled the same. Both it was the same roll. So.
You still made it. You still made it. So you're staying in. You're not catching up. You're not like gaining any ground, but you're not sliding off into doom yet. So at this point, it's been about 2 minutes. How is everybody's breath holding coming along? ClickClack's like, what?
How long has this been?
About 2 minutes.
I'm still holding my breath. It's very uncomfortable right now.
Okay.
Yep.
Abril, seeing that you're still struggling a little bit, Struana, casts Levitate on you. And you see a quick burst of magic, and you come up with the group. She's still like her control of the wind falters a little bit, but it seems just natural to her, just like she is the air around her as well. So she can't change the speed of it, but she's directing the course. It's taking you guys up towards the top. She's like, "Get ready to take a breath."
We're being dolphins. Great.
Like she sees you guys getting a little wide-eyed and a little bit purple.
Yeah.
Wide-eyed and purple.
Everybody give me a dex check again. She rolled so well this time that you guys are all going to get advantage. If you had disadvantages, it will come up and off of that.
I got 21.
20.
21.
Okay. All right. You guys all sort of crest to the top. You can see up and over the top of the sandstorm, and it looks like about 1.5 miles of like Thunderhead Plateau. If you've ever seen like the top of an anvil cloud that is just flat at the top, and there are several beings up here. Everybody give me a perception test.
22.
6.
14.
Okay. ClickClack. You alone spot a pair of flaming wings you've seen before. You recognize them as the ones that the abbess used with, right after you met the first person you ever met in the desert. These are the same flaming wing design that hers were. So it's either somebody with the same tailor or there's something, and this is probably 1 mile or so away. She is also surfing along, riding the storm. You see her at one point run up the wind. Because monks cheat.
Yeah. I point in abbess to these two.
Can I see her now?
You can see a pinpoint that he was gesturing to. Give me another dex check.
Everybody?
Dun, dun, dun.
Yep. Oh, you know what? Don't even bother. She has cradled you lovingly in a nice little buoyed bubble of wind. She's even managed to clear most of the sand out. And she says, "Now's a great time to breathe. Now's a great time to breathe."
Full advantage. Full advantage.
Okay, everybody re-ups their amount of breath, and because she got the natural 20, no current negative consequences. She clears out a little bubble of good air for you. Everybody takes a breath, and then the storm takes another twist, and once again it's sand everywhere, and she's struggling for control.
This is the most absurd way to ride out the storm. Literally ride it out. I appreciate that we chose the most absurd route.
I mean,
You expect
Yeah.
anything else?
you get the idea, like, you see enough, like, little dots of people of various shapes and sizes, and like, this seems to be the extreme adventure sport of the desert. There's a good wave every day. You never have to check the weather every day, whether you want it or not.
Cowabunga.
All right, everybody give me another dex check. Regular advantage. At this point, Unvala thinks you're good. The Janasi is still got her levitate concentrated on you, so you're not going to fall too far out. And he once again just kind of and sort of spirals out, and you see him do like kind of a pirouette up at the top, and he's head on a swivel, looking all around as he sort of peeks up and then floats back down, and he has an inhuman dexterity. Literally, you have never seen a more fluid humanoid. Like it gets to uncanny valley a little bit. You're like, that's not supposed to twist like that. And he kind of gets down, and you Struana, like right behind your ear, you hear give me a charisma save. Right. Well, you'll hear it no matter what. Like you just will know it's not real. But you hear him say, "There's an airship lane to the north and west. It may be that your ship is is on that track. There are known paths." And this is all in a whisper, but I'm not going to do that to you with my microphone.
My charisma save is a 13, and no, I'm sorry. When it's a save, that's still quite a bit more.
That's plenty. That it's a cantrip. You blow it out of the water. He's not a spellcaster. He's so you know it's not a real person whispering in your ear.
Okay.
But that's the message you get. Anybody do
So
anything in this little kind of 30 seconds or so of sandstorm surf?
Like, I can't like say that because then I have to breathe and open my mouth, and that's a problem. And hopefully we come back up in the air at some point.
Another dex check. Unless anybody else has any clever tricks.
Advantage, disadvantage,
No.
anything?
I got
Bye,
16.
everybody. Oh wait,
We don't
miss-
get
miss-
advantage?
Not advantage, but not disadvantage.
Okay, so 18.
Okay.
with proficiency.
Yes.
10.
Okay. Stan, how'd it go?
I got 16.
11. Sorry, 11.
Okay. So, after the wind sort of like swirled back in on you, Stan, you're holding nice and steady, and you feel a weight on your right side as ClickClack and Lovelace start to sort of veer off to one side.
You're welcome.
Struana, you can see them like from just above you, sort of like getting pulled off toward one edge. Anything you guys want to do on this one? If not, it's going to be another check at a disadvantage for the folks that failed. Struana, you're fine.
I want to not die.
Stan, what did you get? A 16?
Yeah.
You're still okay for now.
Okay.
14.
13.
13.
You're supposed to say 12.
Did everybody count their proficiency bonus?
No.
Okay. That puts you at a 17, Stan.
No. Yeah, it does.
So, Struana, you see ClickClack and Lovelace kind of penduluming off of Stan and swinging into your area, and you're having to kind of like maneuver to get away, and you're losing height.
Hello!
I'm real bad at flying games. That inverted axis. I'm just like, wait, what am I doing?
Superman 64 all over again.
All right, and everybody roll me now at disadvantage. Everybody has failed one and not recovered.
$13.
17.
Even at disadvantage, Stan's holding strong.
My first was a 19 to mock me.
Mine was a nat 20 to mock me. I feel your pain.
Struana, how'd you do?
18.
Okay. So you managed to kind of dodge out of the way and not get tangled in the click-clack Stan now like beginning spiral. Stan, you're working on you're really like kind of back and forth trying to keep it stable as ClickClack tries to catch the right wind and not get sucked off into the storm to the side.
One more time.
It doesn't seem, by the way, like the Abril has she's kind of gotten back into the swing of just. She's about to break into a Disney princess song.
Oh my god.
She's having a moment. Part of that world.
This
She's
is her I
singing
want
about
more.
her new friends that she's helping.
Right, as you guys...
Get back up again.
Right, she thinks it's her story. There are stakes here.
In a second, it will be because no one else will be left.
Okay, one more check.
Four.
18. You say 4?
4. Oh wait, I guess I forgot 4, so 8.
And you were doing so good too. By the way, the other two are at disadvantage.
Oh. Me?
Sorry. Yeah.
No.
Because you.
18.
Oh wait, no, you got an 18 last time. Sorry, no, that's just you.
I don't remember what I got last time now. But I have a 17 presently.
Lovelace, how did that go?
18.
Oh, all right. So you're okay. You're drifting around. Unfortunately, you pulled Stan out as you were stabilizing. Stan just whoosh.
Clearly, only one of us can survive this.
Struana, you're ducking and weaving and avoiding them, and your elementally aligned friend is just.
Is there a chance that I roll something to try and like find a rhythm here? Like I feel like this could be a piece of music. I feel like I should compose something.
That's right, priorities.
I don't think that would help you fly your kite. Everybody roll me another check. Unless you guys have any clever shenanigans, you're gonna try to pull to stabilize, and like you see.
We've been reeling in this whole time.
Yeah, I figured you had sort of like kept it so you weren't crashing into each other. Or
Well,
did
just
you want
that there was
stand
no
actually on Lovelace?
There was no indication of how close we're getting because it's a spring-loaded thing. Like if we start getting, in danger zone, I'd cut it.
Okay.
Well, not cut it, but unhook it.
Yeah, you guys are basically there. Like you guys are getting in each other's way and having to avoid each other a lot at this point.
I detach.
Okay.
What the?
And
I've rolled like 5 4s on this thing. So that's
25.
13.
13, a 25, and Stan?
Another dex, right?
Yes.
I got 16.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
I don't think you did. I think you got 14.
Yeah, you're correct. I didn't math right.
Okay. A great big 4 from ClickClack. So, Struana, you are now...
Got-
Oh.
13 total, not 4.
Oh, okay. And Struana, you had 18, right?
I rolled a 19. I have 25.
Sweet. So you are right up next to the Genasi. You are right in duet range.
I'm gonna lose some of that. Lose a minute at a time or whatever that'll take then to tell her the direction we need to go.
Okay. Yeah, that can be accomplished pretty quickly. We'll call it 1 minute of air gone. And, some gestures will help if it's not too flailing and interrupting of piloting. The 2 that fail, ClickClack and Stan, meanwhile, continue to sort of like crisscross and dodge each other and lose altitude and not catch the wind. They're not in the danger zone yet, but they are perilously close to outside the safe tube of air. One more dex check, unless you guys have more shenanigans.
Didn't roll a 4 for once. That was a 3.
13.
12. Bye, everybody.
24.
I will remind everybody that you did get inspiration. 24 will do it. Anybody else want to not fail that one?
How does our inspiration work? I haven't used one in
It's like a
months.
D10, and then you add it to your roll.
Sure, why not?
Sure.
16.
18 total.
All right. So, Aubrey completely lost track of you. As soon as she got the message from Struana, she's like, "Oh, that way. but luckily you guys were positioned in such a way that the direct airflow was the right airflow. And you are all caught off to the direction indicated by your murder fairy scout. One more dex check, and then I'll need a perception test. Everybody is back to flat. You have succeeded, so you're not at disadvantage.
$18 dex and 28 perception.
20 dex and 23 perception.
Yep. I see nothing with my 4.
Where did everybody go?
So Stan gets caught in it, and his direction is such that he then goes right back into that flat spin that he's so familiar with. He's still going the right direction, but he's not in control of his.
You're not hungover, are you, Stan? Because that seems like the worst possible thing to do if you're hungover.
I'm back in the slipstream, right?
Yeah, you're still okay.
Can I try to pull up closer to Genie Girl?
Yeah, you got high enough that'll be all right.
Okay.
So, you two that are doing okay with the wind spot what looks like 5 or 6 airships kind of in a line. They're all different silhouette profiles. I don't think you guys are really well versed in airship types.
I might be.
Did somebody say they rolled a natural 20 on that perception test, or was that just a 20?
28.
Oh.
I got a 23 on the perception, but it's not a natural 20.
ClickClack, you do make out the profile of the... Oh, God, what did we call your ship? Intrepid something?
Titanic 2.
The scene of the crime. But whatever it is you called it, you see it there. I'll go back a few episodes. I remember we named it. You see that silhouette in the line of ships. And you see that they are all working mightily hard to ride even far above the storm, to ride the thermals that are getting thrown up by this chaos.
ClickClack does, or I do?
You can see that they're all having this trouble. ClickClack is the one that spots the ship. And that is exactly where we will leave you guys on a cliffhanger. We'll take a quick break, be back in a bit. For you at home, it's going to be the time it takes to click the next on your video. Thanks for watching. If you like it, hit like. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. If you want to see it get better, we have a Patreon for that. Any even a little bit helps get us some graphics, some music, some time. And meanwhile, have a good game.